kung mga ganyang text, ignore it. Kasi that might be an actual bypass operation na sinasagawa sa'yo. Hindi ka naman binibigyan ng tip yung mga nagbebenta nito. But then, kasi ang problema kasi rito, may mga estudyante na talagang they take it very lightly. Those kinds of text messages na minsan ginagawang kalokohan, sinasagot nila. And then eventually, there was an operation conducted and they will deny it. So while it is true na you are not involved into that kind of trade, pero the fact na sumagot ka, meron ng presumption that you are involved into it. Okay, so paalala sa mga estudyante na wag nyong do not entertain. Kung hindi nyo kilala yan, wag kang sumagot. Yun lang yun. Wag nyo gawing katuwaan. Kasi I always remind my students, especially criminology students, so marami akong nakikita na involved. But then later on, they will deny kasi hindi naman talaga totoo. But then, it would be very hard for you to retract or bawiin mo yung nangyari kasi recorded na yan. So, kaya I advise, do not do it. So anyway, that is yung bypass operation sa actual. So meron ng, di ba, meron tayong posture buyer, nag-contact sa suspect and then nagkaroon na ng arrest doon sa suspect. So, dito sa arrest, naririnig ninyo, maraming nagsasalita dyan, di ba?
Yes,
na ikaw ay pinapaalala ang inyong mga karapatan. Okay. So, yun na yung Miranda rights na sinasabi. So, binabanggit niya lang yung karapatan mo bilang isang suspect na hinuhuli sa bypass. Na you have the right to remain silent, na magkaroon ng isang abogado of your choice, or if you don't have a lawyer, the government will provide you one. So mga ganyan, mga sinasabi, we had the rights yun. So ngayon, ang tanong na naman ng iba, di ba, nung hinuli nga si then President Duterte, nagkaroon ng aresto. So question yung pagkakaroon ng kodigo daw ni General, yung General si Torre, yeah. So sabi nila, question nila na bakit daw general ka na, di mo pa kabisado yan. So meaning hindi, I beforehand na nangyari yan, I always take, kasi nga napapanood ko rin yung mga actual operation. So pinapaalala ko rin na kung kayo, para hindi kayo meron kayong makaligtaan, it would be more important na meron na kayong kopya para basahin nyo na lang. Hindi na kayo kailangang mag-isip kasi syempre yung mind niyo will be divided to what you are presently doing at doon sa iyong sasabihin. Kung may nakaligtaan ka, kasalanan mo na naman yan. So syempre kung binabasa mo, wala namang sinabi na violation sa batas kung binabasa mo yung kanilang Miranda rights. So sabi ko, basahin nyo. Di kung kuha kayo ng kopya na sa cellphone, di basahin nyo, di ba? Ano bang problema doon? Wala namang nagbabawal doon.
Correct, attorney.
And it will not diminish your credibility. Di na mas nakakaiyak kung may nakakaligtan ka, di ba? Na hindi mo naman notice yan while doing that actual operation. So next is that magkaroon ng seizure or marking ng drugs. Di ba? Nandyan dapat yung mga, yan na yung mga evidence. To be presented na meron ng mga witness. Okay? So inventory ng photographing of evidence. So yun yung mga yung mga yung procedure during yung ating bypass operation. So tinanong nyo kanina yung kung sino yung mga witnesses. So dapat meron yan yung ating mga representative. Kasali dyan yung, of course, yung accused. Meron tayong mga elected public officials, yung mga mandatory dyan, yung mga barangay captain, kagawad, yung mga mayor, nandyan sila. And of course, DOJ representative, di ba, yung nasa kasi batas dyan, National Prosecution Service. So ibig sabihin yung ating fiscal or prosecutor. Kaya lang, siyempre minsan you are being replaced by the media people. Hindi naman interesado yung media dyan kasi gusto nilang i-cover. On top of that is that sila yung pwedeng humalili sa ating mga prosecutor. Kaya nandyan sila. So anyway, moving forward doon sa mga pinag-usapan natin. So yung sa bypass, so meron tayong kasing tinatawag na yung binanggit na natin is yung bypass operation during yan. Okay, during bypass operation. But then again, prior to that, meron tayong tinatawag na pre-operation procedure. Hindi yan dahil galit sa'yo yung police ay nagko-conduct na sila ng mga ng bypass operation sa'yo. Walang ganun. Meron silang step-by-step procedure prior to the actual na or during the bypass operation. Meron tayong pre-operation procedure which include the following. Meron tayong intelligence and surveillance. So, ang gagawin nila, i-identify nila yung suspect, mag-conduct ng surveillance, mag-gather ng intelligence report, and of course, they will prepare yung target profile. So, with that, magkakaroon sila ng mga tinatawag na surveillance report, yung contact meeting, development report. So medyo mabusisi din yan. And then they will coordinate with PDEA. So magkaroon sila ng coordination to ensure the legality or yung kanilang operation. So magkakaroon na sila ng formation of bypass team. Okay, so prepare nila yan. Merong mga considered team leader, may posture buyer, and of course the immediate arresting officer. So marami sila. So and of course, meron ng mga bypass money, coordination with the required witnesses. Magkakaroon pa yan ng operational briefing. So mahaba yung proseso prior to the conduct of that actual bypass operation. So hindi yan yung iniisip ninyo na wow, yung walang gagawin, di ba? So marami yan, may nandyan yan sa procedure nila. So wag kayong mag-alala na baka naman ito, di ba marami kasing nagko-comment dyan na
mula
palibhasa, ganito.
Oo.
Nako, mga pulis para lang makatarget, para
promotion.
Ang daming, po kung ang JT pa nagpanunod tayo kabisa. Kasi before that, meron tayong pre-operating procedure. So, and after that, magkakaroon din ng tinatawag na post-operation procedures. So, yung magte-turn over na sila sa investigator, magkakaroon ng laboratory examination, yung mag-prepare ng documents, inquest proceeding, and finally, yung filing of criminal charges. Okay, through our prosecutor. And of course, they should assure that they were able to follow yung ating chain of custody na requirement. Okay, so may chain of custody yan. So kailangan yan doon sa pagpapatunay sa kaso mo, kailangan nasunod nila yung chain of custody requirement. So may mga seizure and markings, dapat na isagawa yan, may inventory and photographing, and then the proper turnover to the investigator, yung submission to laboratory, yung seized item, and submission to the court. So, kailangan ma-preserve nila yung integrity of evidence. So, ganun yung kaproseso. Kaya huwag kayong mag-isip na when they did it, ay hindi sila, walang prosesong sinusunod. So, that is yung nakikita natin is actually yung during bypass operation yun. So, prior to that, merong sinasagawa na pre-bypass operation. Before the bypass, merong sinasagawa yan na malalimang investigasyon. So, huwag kayong magsabi na hindi yan pinag-iisipan ng maigi. Kasi otherwise, kung yan ay ginawa maliciously, for example, di ba? Malicious yung act na ginawa dyan, they can be charged administratively. So, aside from that, that is a criminal liability. Kasi planting of evidence is punishable by reclusion perpetua under our Dangerous Drugs Act or yung Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act. Okay, so
Attorney, tatanong ko lang, is it mandatory na mag-gloves ba talaga yung mga operatiba natin? Dahil ibagbagada ngamin, inutunggal adatikas dyan may parukat nga damag. Apa nga nag-gloves? Apa nga nag-gloves na ito operatiba?
Alam nyo, that is just, alam nyo what is more important at least yung di ba yung will that affect yung kanilang doon kasi sa chain of custody, di ba, would it affect okay lalabas lang, so would that affect yung kanilang di ba, yung integrity of the evidence, so integrity of the evidence. So, would that affect? Yun ang question. So, I have yet to see yung particularity ng provision ng batas na nagsasabi or that are requiring them to use gloves. Pero sa tingin ko naman, hindi naman siya absolute na kailangan nilang mag-gloves. I really do not know kung how specific would that be. Pero to be safe, pwedeng gumamit sila. But then, generally speaking, hindi ko naman nakikitaan na it would diminish yung evidentiary value ng mga seized items because of the absence or because they were not able to use yung ating gloves.
Okay, last question na lang po, attorney, kay wala ka ng question. Okay, attorney, for this time naamitan tayo iti orasan, attorney. Ngam ana iti maibagamon iti publiko, kaya kasta pa yun kadagiti agdangdangag inatagon daway, attorney.
Okay, so lang, tip ko lang, huwag kayong dapat lang ang tawag dito. Huwag kayong mag-answer ng mga gano'n yan na kung tingin niyo di ka naman involved in the first place or you're not in a way connected with any transaction na illegal, gaya niyan, wag kasing seryosohin. Okay, lalo na sa mga kabataan, di ba? Sumasagot sila. Sumasagot sila. So, pag may mga ganyan, so do not take it for granted. Wag nyong sagutin. Kasi that might be talagang part yan ng isang investigation. Paano kung yan? Diba? Hindi siya prank, kundi totoong yan. So, maging alerto lang tayo. And then, do not get into drugs. Kasi wala yung patutunguhan.
Okay, with that, attorney, maraming salamat po. Kadatoy oras kay mo ti IFM News, attorney Kid Castro. Okay, so di dyan mga idol ni Apo Attorney Kid Castro. Hindi tanay land bank, and of course sundo na po ti Mapan ti LGU baka legal counsel da po Garbida da po attorney mo lang, Attorney Aldrin Garbida, and of course ni Ma'am Caroline Garvida tanay Nueva Era. At nakikita kami DJ Idol Glenn Idikwa. Yamala
Ada ba dito nipat?
Unsad na siguro.
Isa na ti tourism ko.
Oo. And anyway, Idol Glenn, akit dati kita dakkel apo nga pag pampanunutan kang runa na kanagitoy estudyante na tanga apo lalo kita ang involve iti drugs akit mairamraman da dagitoy mga idol.
Lalo ka digitay keyboard warriors ka kanayong adatta nga apay dat sayo lang ipakita deta no DJ mapangkayo no DJ